Hello, my friend. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to discuss a problem from confidence intervals. So here we are going to find the confidence interval for the mean when sigma is unknown. Sigma is the population standard deviation. So this is population standard deviation. So let's look at the example. 10 randomly selected people were asked how long they slept at night. The mean time was 7.1 hours and the standard deviation was 0.78 hour. Find the 95% confidence interval of the mean time. Assume the variable is normally distributed. So let's look at all the information here. The first sample size is n. N is 10. So we select 10 randomly people. So as you can see, this sample size is less than 30, right? And then the sample mean was, which is x bar, equals 7.1 hours. And sample standard deviation was, symbol is S, simple S, equals 0.78. So this is your sample standard deviation. And we are looking at 95% confidence interval. So since this is your 95% confidence level, let's look at the significant level. Significant level is alpha, right? 1 minus alpha is 0.95. Then we are going to find alpha 1 minus 0.95. So then alpha equals 0.05. So here, since sigma is unknown, we are looking at the t distribution. Because the sample size is also less than 30, so we are going to look at t distribution instead of z distribution. So that means you have to use, instead of z alpha over 2, we are going to use t alpha over 2, right? We need to find this critical value. So alpha over 2 is 0.05 divided by 2, which is 0.025. So in the t distribution, distribution is also a bell shape, and this is the T, and one tail we found 0.025 and the other tail also 0.025. The middle part is 95%, right? So we are going to find this T alpha over T, right? So T alpha over 2, you have to look at the T table. Look at the one tail, because this is one tail, right? One left tail is 0.025. One tail, look at 0.025. And this first column is the degrees of freedom. So what's the degrees of freedom here? Degrees of freedom is sample size minus 1. So here sample size is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. So this is the sample degrees of freedom. So you are looking at 9, right? The degrees of freedom 9, and then locate this number over here. So this number is 2.262. So this is your t value corresponds to alpha over 2 probability, right? So that is t alpha over 2 is 0.025, degrees of freedom is 9. So this value is 2.262. So to find the confidence interval, it is x minus margin of error, population mean, mean time, and x bar plus margin of error. So we are going to find this lower bound and this upper bound of this confidence interval. So let's calculate this margin of error. So the formula is, we are going to use critical value as t 0.025, which is t alpha over 2 times. Now, we don't have any other option but to use this sample standard deviation and divide by square root of sample size. So this value is 2.262. T alpha over 2 is 2.262. Sample standard deviation is 0.78. divide by sample size is 10 and square root. So this value is 0.56. So margin of error is 0.56. Now let's construct this confidence interval. X bar sample mean is 7.1 minus 0.56 less than population mean time X bar 7.1 plus margin of error 0.56. So this value is 6.54 less than my population mean time less than 7.66. So the rounding rule is we are going to have the decimal place like X bar. So we are going to round up to the first decimal place like this, 7.7. So now this is the confidence interval. So here we are 95% confident that the mean time is between 60.5 hours and 70.7 hours. Right? So this is how we calculate the confidence interval for the mean when the population standard deviation is unknown. So we used the t distribution here because the sample size is very small. So we cannot use the z values like the previous case. Here we use t values. So I hope you understand this question. If you have any problem, please comment. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Bye.